Tonight on WEBN, we have the latest update in the Boston Marathon bombing trial.
Find out what Jodi Arias' fate will be after her day in court. All that tonight and more. Hello and welcome to WEBN News. I'm Malcolm Kellner.
And I'm Angelina Salcido. We begin the news tonight with an incident out of New York. A Delta airline flight from Atlanta with 127 passengers on board veered off the runway this morning and plowed through a fence at LaGuardia Airport in New York. Thankfully, the fence prevented the plane from skidding into Flushing Bay just a few feet away. Officials have not stated a possible cause for the skidding. All the passengers and crew on the plane got out safely with non-life-threatening injuries.
Jodi Arias will not face the death penalty after a hung jury came back from deliberation without coming to a unanimous agreement. Arias was convicted for murdering her lover, Travis Alexander, in 2008. The jury debated whether she should be given the death penalty or life behind bars. On April 13th, the judge will decide if Arias will have a parole opportunity after 25 years in jail. Roofs across the state continue to buckle under heavy snow. Firefighters responded to the scene of the most recent collapse in Hyde Park on Sprague Street. The collapse brought down nearby utility poles and water was seen gushing from the pile of rubble. No one was injured, but dozens of businesses were affected. A few doors down, the roof of another building was nearing collapse, and officials say the snow load is a contributing factor.
The voice of ISIS has finally been revealed. Jihadi John, later identified as Mohammed Emwazi, spoke without the digital effects used in the beheading videos when he spoke to activist group Cage. He claimed that he knows he was wrong in causing innocent people to die in his extremist group. American spokesperson of the National Security Council worries that hearing Emwazi's voice is some kind of trap. Before this interview, Emwazi was masked and digitally altered his voice in the videos where he beheaded civilians such as American journalist James Foley.
The mayor of Ferguson, Missouri, stated that the city must do better to prevent racism. A U.S. Department of Justice report revealed a pattern of systematic racism against black people in the city. 3 city workers have already been fired after the report found them guilty of sending racist emails, and 2 more under investigation will likely be let go as well. Also in the report were racially unequal cases of unlawful arrests, traffic ticket issuing, and use of force.
Oh, damn it. I didn't know it was just going to be me. Okay, I'm just going to go, okay? Damn. Now we're going to move to all of the latest news and entertainment. As promised, WBN's Javier Rodriguez has the latest.
Thanks, guys. Leonard Nimoy's Los Angeles funeral was on Sunday. It featured over 300 people gathering to say goodbye to the legendary Star Trek actor. At the age of 83, Nimoy passed away at his home after a battle with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Among those who were at the service were Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto, and J.J. Abrams, along with his wife and their kids and grandchildren. On a Facebook post, Nimoy's family thanked everyone for their support. Orange is the New Black's 3rd season will premiere this summer. Netflix is releasing the new season of its famous original series on July 12th. Jason Biggs, also known as Larry in the show, will not return in the next season, but that doesn't mean his storyline will not end. A new season also brings more cast members such as Ruby Rose, who will play a new inmate, Mary Steinbergen, who will play Mendez's mother, and Mike Birbiglia playing an unreleased role. Laura Preppon's character Alex will also have a larger role this season. Let's start the party because Shania Twain is doing a farewell tour. She will start off her Rock This Country tour June 5th with a show in Seattle. Shania will then go north doing some shows in Canada, then coming back to the States at the end of June, hitting major cities like New York, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., and Nashville, ending in Fresno, California. The tour will focus on the hits that made her famous, but Shania also says that she is working on a new album. Although her new album will not be released until after the tour, she will be performing songs from it. You can catch Shania in Boston on July 8th. That's all for entertainment. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Javi. Shania Twain still got it, I guess. All right, well, a drug dealer is behind bars after an 8-month investigation. Christopher Chapman's arrest was made after SWAT teams stormed his house and found over $16,000 and more than 12 grams of heroin. Chapman's landlord also allegedly became hostile toward the authorities during the investigation and was charged for recording the conversation without consent.
And a Worcester woman was struck by a 100-pound block of ice from a triple-decker house while walking down the street. Jody Shea was transported to UMass Memorial Center for her treatment. A firefighter later helped knock down the remaining ice from that home.
Well, we've had some crazy weather so far in Boston this winter.
I have never seen this many inches of snow.
Unbelievable.
It's ridiculous.
Up to my head in snow.
I know.
I can barely breathe.
So now we're going to go to our weather, and here is Alyssa Lyles with today's weather.
Thanks, guys. Today's forecast in Boston is a high of 27 and a low of 9. Despite the chance of snow we were supposed to get today, it has been partly cloudy. On the plus side, that means we haven't gotten new snow. On the other hand, we still haven't beaten the record for the worst winter in Boston's history. Currently, Boston is the warmest city in the state at 27 degrees. Orange is the coldest at 20 degrees. The rest of the state is fluctuating between the two temperatures, and later on I'll tell you the 5-day forecast and whether or not we'll have a warm beginning to spring break. Back to you at the desk.
An MBTA bus driver is now facing charges for allegedly assaulting a man. Driver Derek Smith accused the victim of throwing a snowball at him before he supposedly punched and kicked him to the ground. The victim was later taken to Mass General Hospital where he was targeted for a head injury. Smith was charged with assault and battery and will be arraigned in Lynn District Court.
North Korea has struck again. U.S. Ambassador Mark Lippert was slashed in the face at a breakfast meeting in Seoul. The huge gash took 80 stitches to close. Luckily, Lippert avoided serious injury when the wound missed nerves and an artery. Attacker Kim Ki-jong was arrested and taken out on a stretcher from a possible broken ankle. Locals protested the attack as Lippert tweets from the hospital that he is doing well. And the Celtics are looking to find their identity after the NBA trade deadline. Find out which Patriots fan favorite is leaving town, and a blockbuster trade went down in the NFL. Pablo Feldman has all your latest sports news.
And a high school basketball coach battled from a rare disease to lead his team to the state tournament. Stay tuned for this heartwarming story after the break. Welcome back. There are advancements in breast cancer treatments now that new radiation for women with early stages of breast cancer was discovered. IORT, or intraoperative radiation therapy, is a one-and-done treatment. The tumor is first surgically removed, then radiation is focused in that area for 30 to 40 minutes. Women must be at least 45 years old and have had early stages of breast cancer. This treatment could save millions in healthcare costs and lives. Never give up on your dreams. That's the message being conveyed by Texas basketball coach Carl Turk, who just led West Oso High School in Corpus Christi, Texas, to the state tournament. Over 20 years ago, Turk was diagnosed at the age of 14 with transverse myelitis, a rare spinal disease that causes some to never walk again. Turk battled back against his disease, and despite having to give up his playing career and needing to walk with a cane, he found his passion in coaching. And now he's making the most of it. One of his players said he is always positive and always inspires us. And there are some big stories in Boston's sports scene right now. Our own Pablo Feldman has the latest. Pablo?
The Boston Celtics are trying to salvage its season. Despite holding a 23-35 record, the boys from Beantown are only 2 games behind the Charlotte Hornets for the 8th seed in the Eastern Conference. They look to narrow that gap at home against the Jazz on Wednesday. Celtics fans getting pumped up for the matchup against the Jazz. This guy certainly has some energy. Let's kick things off in the first quarter. Utah with an 11-10 lead. Isaiah Thomas with a sweep behind the back pass to Jay Crowder, who drives in, kicks back, and nails it at the bottom of the net, and Boston goes up by 1. Now just before the half, Marcus Smart jumps in the passing lane for a great steal, drives court to court for an easy layup, tying the score at 33 at the half. Fast forward now to the final seconds of the fourth. Gordon Hayward is going to make his way around the court to the baseline, pulls back and hits the bottom of the net with a jumper. With less than 2 seconds left to play, Utah has an 84-83 lead. But the Celtics would get a little help from the Irish here. Great pass to Tyler Zeller. As time expires, he nails it. The fans go nuts and the team swarms Zeller on the court. Let's look at the shot one more time. Great pass to Zeller, powers inside and puts it up with a strong move. And the spectacular buzzer beater gives Boston the 85-84 victory, and TD Garden goes nuts in celebration. JaVale McGee will not be moving to Boston. The Celtics were reportedly very close to signing the free agent big man, but contract talks have since fallen apart. The disagreement between McGee and the Celtics occurred over his potential contract. McGee was looking for a player option for next season, while the Celtics would prefer team option. The 27-year-old was waived by the Philadelphia 76ers on Sunday and is still looking for a new team. Another player looking to find a new home is longtime Patriot Vince Wilfork. The former New England defensive lineman was informed by the Patriots organization this morning that his option would not be picked up for the 2015-16 season. The 33-year-old Wilfork was slated to earn over $8 million next year, and his departure will free up important cap space for the offseason. Despite his release, Wilfork reportedly has no hard feelings for his former team. Wilfork said in a statement this morning, "I have a great relationship with the Patriots organization. New England has always been and will be my home." A five-time Pro Bowler, Wilfork has won 2 Super Bowls in his 11 seasons with the Patriots. Look out, Buffalo. Here comes LaShawn McCoy. The former Philadelphia Eagles running back has reportedly been traded to the Bills in exchange for linebacker Kiko Alonso. Since being drafted in 2009, McCoy has the league's 3rd most rushing yards and 4th most rushing touchdowns. He finished last season with 1,319 yards, good for 3rd most in the NFL. In exchange for him, the Eagles will receive a promising young linebacker. However, the 22-year-old Alonso did spend all of the 2014 season on the sideline with an ACL injury. The trade cannot be made until the new league year begins on Tuesday at 4 p.m., but both sides have already agreed to the deal.
Crazy trade that shocked the NFL world. Thanks, Pablo. Born citizens honored their civil service workers as they lined the streets to welcome back a wounded police officer on Wednesday. Officer Jared McDonald returns after a month of recovering when he was shot in the back by a murderous Coast Guardsman. McDonald is on a fast journey to recovery, already having the ability to walk with a cane. He hopes to return to the police force as soon as possible, though full recovery is still far away. McDonald says the support from the Bourne community and police officers from all over Cape Cod has helped him push through.
Native of Illinois, Luke Harris has found a way to celebrate all of this snow. After carving wood for so many years, Harris decided to take his talent to another level. He carved a life-size snow sculpture of the Hulk in his front yard for everyone to see, and Harris says that he does it for the kids. He loves to see their smiles and dozens of buses pass by his home every day. And here with the last weather update is Alyssa Lyles.
Thanks, guys. Tomorrow, the slightly warmer series of days will continue with a high of 25 and a low of 14. The sun will also be shining and hopefully will melt some of that snow. And now for our 5-day forecast. Friday, we will be seeing a high of 25 and a low of 14. The weather is finally getting warmer with highs of 35 and 38 on Saturday and Sunday. Unfortunately, Monday, we might see some snow, but luckily the temperatures will stay on the warmer side, going into the 40s on Monday and Tuesday. Lows will be in the 20s and 30s during this time. Hopefully this is the beginning of spring and it will only get warmer from here on out. That's all the weather I have for you guys today. Back to you guys at the desk.
So a merciful weather report from Alyssa. It looks
Yes.
like thankfully this winter is finally starting to lose some steam.
Yes, thank God, and just in time for St. Patrick's Day.
Exactly. Maybe.
Yes,
Although the parade
maybe.
got to shift that around a little
Maybe.
bit. We'll
Yep.
see what happens. But that's all the news we have for you today. I'm Malcolm Kellner.
And I'm Angelina Salcido. For more news, visit us at WEBN.tv or follow us on Twitter. From everyone here at WEBN, we want to wish you guys a good night.